Hello, guys. How we doing? Welcome back to episode 133 of the Three Hammers podcast, live on Sunday. Where do you want to start, mate? Do we start with West Brom? Because we haven't really spoke about that. Maybe touch on West Brom first.
Yeah,
good win, mate. Good win, wasn't it? I've got it playing on my phone as well. Good win. Great to beat Sam. And it was a good professional performance, wasn't it? It was always going to be quite a tough little game. 2 banks of 4, breaking them down. But good win.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's the word, mate, professional. Like you say, playing against an Allardyce team. Oh, looks like my cat wants to get involved here. Playing against an Allardyce team, always going to be tough. And yeah, like you say, mate, professional. Good professional performance.
Good to see Bowen get a goal again, wasn't it? Got a goal for a while. And it was good to see him get a goal, wasn't it?
Yeah. No, really pleased for him. We've been saying the last couple of weeks that he's been
frustrating, hasn't he?
Been a bit frustrating. But no, obviously, really needed, really pleased for him. And it was good. And like, I said the other day, one of the guys in work sort of said, "Oh, West Ham doing really well at the minute." I sort of thought, I just don't want to jinx it.
I know, mate. It's that mentality, isn't it? It's the mentality of a West Ham fan. Second goal, obviously it went 1-1, didn't it? Good goal. Craig Dawson turned into Roger Johnson, backing off. But we let him have a mistake. He's had a few clean sheets. Good goal though, weren't it? Their goal. He did take that well. He finished that really well. That probably their best player on the pitch as well, Pereira. And then our goal, I thought Antonio took it really well, mate. I thought he took that fantastically well, the way he turned on it. What about you, mate? Great to see Mickey scoring again as well, 2-2.
Absolutely, yeah, of course it is. He's such a frustrating player because so many times in that game, he kept going wide. He kept playing. He was playing more like a winger than a striker. He was playing on the wings a lot. But then, fair play to him. He got the chance and he took it. And you can't ask
for a throw on at one point as well. I remember.
Well, yeah, but you can't ask for much more than that. He got into the position, turned well, took the goal. And I suppose now we kind of have to hold our hands up and say, all right, then fair enough. I don't think he's technically brilliant, but this guy's a striker. I was reading yesterday.
No, mate, I think I'll let you finish. Go on, finish, mate.
Actually. No, I was just going to say I was reading yesterday. Like it seems like. Now he's finally found a position. I don't think he's the best striker in the world. I think some people are going a bit over the top. I've seen people saying he's the best striker outside of the top 6, and we can't get anyone better for less than £50 million. Right, calm down. No. But no, definitely, I'd agree. He's found his position because even when he was playing on the wing, again that technical. He's not technically brilliant. He ain't really got a trick in him. His crossing is not great, but he was always good at coming in at the back post, winning headers.
Yeah.
100%. It seems like he's found his position now, and he's doing brilliantly for us. He's doing brilliant.
And the way he bounced that geezer on the floor.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Brilliant.
I don't know how many times I watched that clip.
He absolutely bounced him, mate. Brilliant. Fantastic win, mate. And it got us all a little bit excited, and, we'll build up to Palace a little bit later, but how happy are you at the minute, mate? Before we go into the FA Cup after that game,
fantastic, mate.
Fantastic. Yeah.
I mean, you look at the form. We've won 5 in a row in all competitions. 2 of those against lower league clubs. But how many times do we lose those games?
No, that's right.
Regardless, 5 wins in a row against anyone's fantastic. The performances, and I've said this so many times. Whatever I say about David Moyes, I have a critical eye of him. You can't argue with the results. You can't. You can't argue with the results. Mate. Yeah, he's done fantastic. And recently he's done brilliant. He has. He's done brilliant. And I know we're going to talk about it in a minute, but the likes of, yesterday, playing against a League One team, but we played great football. And that's if we can carry that going forward, mate, I'll hold my hands up. I'll say, yep, 100% give Moyes a new contract.
Let's talk about Doncaster then. So I was a little bit nervous when the lineup came out. Obviously, where he changed the whole of the back 4. That was my main nervousness, that the whole of the back 4 had changed. But the best way to start, mate, I said it in my little review, we scored really early, 2 minutes, and it settled us straight away, And you were texting saying champagne football, little interchanges, triangle, flicks over the top and bringing it down. And great to see Fornell score one. We've been wanting him to score as well. one of my favourite players this year. But yeah, what did you make of the game, mate? Or the first half? Let's talk about the first half.
It was fantastic. Like you say, as soon as the early goal came, it just settled everyone. And I think that meant then we were comfortable. And it was nice, even after getting that early goal, we looked like we were still going forward. And as you said there, mate, we were playing some lovely, lovely football. I watched Match of the Day this morning. I didn't watch it last night, but they were saying the same thing. And I said to you during the game, the link up between Lanzini, Benrahma, Yamalenko, Fornals was fantastic. Fantastic. Those
I don't
four.
think we'd be able to get away with that in the Prem, though, no? Because someone made that point yesterday, and I was like, yeah, but in the Prem, I don't think we'd be able to play that pretty.
Why not? Like, if the way the difference, right, and the reason it worked and the reason it looked good was because it was quick. It was quick. It was one-touch football. And I don't care who you're playing against. If you're playing that quick and you're playing one-touch football, it's hard for any team to deal with. Yeah. It's hard for any team. And a couple of the moves, there were two that stood out really early on in the first half. There was one where it was Lanzini, Benrahma, put it back to Lanzini. Lanzini carried on, went for the shot, possibly could have squared it for Fornals. Again, one touch, quick. The passing was really good, really accurate. Mate, that would work against anyone in the Premier League. The little flick from Fornals over the top of the defence to Yamalenko, probably should have scored it. Fantastic. Again, one touch. Tell me a defence that would have stopped that. You know,
I think it's more in terms of the defensive shift that is what I'd be worried about if you played them. Like I believe Fornals would do it, but I think Lanzini and Yamalenko could be suspect for, you know, work rate in terms of their defending side of it. You know, like where Bowen, you know you're going to get Bowen. Bowen's going to do the hard work.
Yeah, I know what you're saying about the defensive shift, but Fornals is just pure energy. He just don't stop running all throughout the game. But if you're playing a team, if you're playing that kind of lineup where you're playing Lanzini, Benrahma, Yamalenko, you know, take Yamalenko out, replace him with Antonio, whatever. If you're playing those as your sort of attacking players, I don't want them defending. I don't want to see Benrahma and Lanzini defending. It's not their job. They've got plenty of players behind them to do that. I want to see them doing those little interchanges, them triangles, the quick passing, making opportunities. That's where I want to see it.
What did you make of Saeed yesterday?
I thought he really well, played really, really well. His passing was brilliant. Like I say, he seemed to have a really good understanding with Lanzini.
Disgusting. His feet are a joke.
Yeah, I think him and Lanzini are the only ones in the team that are kind of on each other's level, you know, that are capable of that quick passing. Fornals can pick out a pass, but I don't think he's quite as quick.
I'll tell you what Pablo can't do. He can't switch play. He tried to do it 3-4 times, and he was like about 10 yards short. But
no, Benrahma had a brilliant game, and he desperately needs a goal. They kept saying it on the commentary. He deserved the goal. You can tell him and Lanzini as well. Both of them were desperate to score yesterday. And I think once he gets it, he'll relax a bit more. But yeah, he had a really good game. Really impressed. Really good game.
Second goal came from Yamalenko. Mm-hmm. Lovely finish. You got to give it to him. You know, lovely little dink, composed, finished. I like that goal, mate. What about you?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, nice football, playing through the middle. And again, that's saying that because we were playing quick, we actually played through the middle. We were playing through the lines. You know, we're getting in behind. I think Antonio and Yamalenko, obviously completely different players. I don't think Yamalenko could play up front in the Premier League. I don't think he could do that. But the difference, his positioning is better. You know, as a striker, his positioning is better than Antonio to pick up those positions. And yeah, again, really nice play through the middle. Lovely little dink over the keeper. Really good. He could have had a couple. Last night. He played well.
Second half, third goal came. Bit of a funny one, really, weren't it? From the corner, sort of a bit of a mix-up. Don't need to talk about that one too much. But
well, you say it was it was obviously planned to go that way because you could hear as Noble took the corner, he shouted Issa. Yeah. As he took the corner, he shouted Issa. So he obviously wanted to put it. That was obviously the plan. Put it near post for Diop to flick on. Obviously, our players didn't get there, but you know, I think there was some kind of plan there. But yeah.
And then obviously, you know, the nice things started to happen. We got 3 players coming on. Afolawe, and I think that's how you pronounce it. Baptiste and Nathan Trott come on, and Afolawe got his first goal, mate. took it well as well. Looked good. I thought he looked quite sharp, actually.
Yeah, he was busy, buzzing around. He was in the right place, got into position to finish it. Well pleased for him. I don't know if we'll see him again. I was reading yesterday.
I think Becker was meant to play, weren't he?
Yeah, he was meant to play, but I think he was isolating or something. I don't know. And Offalan, I'm butchering his name.
Yeah.
But from the sounds of things, he's going to be released at the end of the season. They don't think he's good enough. So it's probably the only goal he's ever going to score for West Ham. But obviously, it's a night he'll remember.
Who knows, though, mate? Who knows if we are safe? Who knows whether Dave might start playing him in the last sort of 10 games if we're not in the mix? I'm saying if we're not
possibly, but like you say, from what I've seen, Meepo will be
the main man.
Yeah, he'll be the one who's there coming on rather than this guy. I didn't realise he's not really a youngster. He's 23 years old.
Yeah, because I did that striker video, didn't I? And he's 23, and that's the first time he's ever played for West Ham.
23, first time he's played on loan at lower league clubs. Didn't really do anything.
Yeah.
We signed him when he was 20, so he's not a youngster, and he probably will go get released at the end of the season. But at least he's always going to have that moment. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He always have that. I think it's a shame when that kind of thing happens, but I think that's touch of the Freddie Sears, maybe.
Yeah. Good to see Trot come on as
Brilliant.
well. Nice to see
really
how happy Fabianski was as well. When he Fabianski was really happy to sort of pass him the gloves for that. Sadly, he didn't have to do nothing though, did he? I would like to have seen him have a shot at him or something like that.
Yeah, there was one moment where the ball got played over and the lad was through and he volleyed it and he skied it. And it's a shame, like you say, if that they even said it on commentary at the time, it's a shame that wasn't on target because it would have been nice to see him make a save. Yeah. But no, well chuffed to see him. Apparently he's really well thought of.
Very young as well. Goalies don't necessarily make it to their 24, 25, do they? So.
Yeah, exactly. He's got a long way to go. But great to see him. And then Baptiste, obviously. I think Baptiste is only 17. And fantastic to see him come on. He looked good. And I think he's probably, of the kids, the defenders, I think he's the one that's the highest rated.
Yeah, and there's a few there though, mate. Alessi, Ashby, there's some strong ones in there that look half decent. I'm not saying they're all going to make it, but I think they will go on to have decent careers, these players. Mate, so we're through. This is obviously being filmed. If you're watching it live, then obviously, we're building up. Liverpool, Manchester United. I don't know, start getting a little bit excited now, don't you? Like, when the draw first come out, it was a bit like... But I tell you what, the way Liverpool are playing, I'd fancy doing them at the minute. If we was playing them today, I'd fancy doing them. Manchester United, eyes on winning that league title for the first time in a long time. Will they sort of, mix it up a little bit and Europa League starts coming into place again soon? What couple of thoughts on the next round, mate?
I fancy it, mate. I fancy it. 100%. I think, like you say there, Liverpool are in a poor run of form. Man United chasing the league. Where is it today?
I think it's at Old Trafford. I think
Man United will probably win. I think they'll probably
win. Yeah.
But then where the game falls, the next round is between big games for those teams. So, mate, I fancy us 100%. I think either of them, if they get through, they'll probably put out a weakened team in the cup, and it's there to go for, mate. It's there to go for, and we have to. I would
prefer to play Liverpool. I think I'd prefer to play Liverpool, purely because what they're playing at the back at the minute is Henderson and Fabinho. Burnley shown that they could do them. Their strikers, this probably come back and bite me on the 31st when we play them in the league. But their strikers are a little bit goal shy at the minute. They haven't scored a goal. Is it something like 5 games they ain't scored a goal
since December, mate?
God, Jesus Christ!
Yeah, I know. For you think of Liverpool, and they haven't scored since December. Mate, amazing. They'll put.
Someone's put a super chat in for the first ever time.
Oh, thank you very much, Ben. Appreciate it.
There's no need to fear anybody. Let's have a real go of the FA Cup. Thank you so much, Ben. That's the first ever time we've ever received anything in the super chat, and I'll put it on screen for you there, mate.
Appreciate that,
very much, mate. As Gio says, biscuit tin. We're going to go in the comments in a minute. But yeah, I don't think we should fear anyone. And if we do beat the next round, mate, I'll tell you what, I will be starting to get really excited. When Man City nearly went out yesterday, I was like, come on, we're going to do it this year.
Same again, though. You look at the team that City put out, wasn't a full strength team at all. I think if we take this serious, and it sounds like
we can.
Yeah, it sounds like we will. You know, it sounds like Moyes wants to take this serious. They were saying apparently he wants to win the cup for no ball, possibly in his last season.
Yeah, you made a really good point, mate. Somebody, I think it was West Ham's chat actually, said really Moyes hasn't got a choice in terms of what team he puts out because it's so thin. Yeah. Because it's so thin, he has to play nearly his best team every time, which is good. You know, just one more thing on that. We will talk about the game when it does come around, mate. But for the next round, first 11, yes or no?
For us to play our strongest, our first 11?
Liverpool, yeah. Man United or Liverpool, first 11, yes or no?
Of course, mate.
Yeah, good. Okay, that's enough of that. Right, let's go in. There's a few questions early on, but let's get in. Dan Bowden says, who is our best centre-half of Premier League era? For me, I can't go past Ogbonna of present, and the same with Soufal as right back. Ooh. Rio, man. But
we were talking about this the other day. I was texting Dan, and we were talking about this the other day. And the only other name I could really think of, I mean, obviously you've got the likes of Rio, but you know, if you're talking again for what they did for us rather than what they did elsewhere, I know one of your favourites, mate, Igor Stimac, was the only other one I could really come up with.
He was fantastic. He was fantastic centre half. I don't know, mate. Would you not put Winston Reid in now? But like 5-6 years ago, Winston Reid.
It's a good shout, mate. It's definitely a good shout. Obviously, we talked about Winston quite a lot last week, mate. It's definitely a good shout. You know, he was again one of the best defenders in the league at the time. Big club sniffing around before he got the bad injury, obviously. I'd definitely a shout. I don't know. I'd be interested to see in the comments what other people think.
I'll tell you another guy I really liked as well. If you're talking Igor Stimac, again, injuries killed him off sadly, but Ian Pearce was a fantastic centre half. Let's not kid ourselves. Fantastic centre half. And then on the right backs there, Soufal. Let's hope he's not a one-season wonder like the man I'm going to mention now, Sebastian Schimmel. Like, you know, in that first season, Sebastian Schimmel looked like the best right back in the world.
He was fantastic. That first season was fantastic. Right back's an interesting one. It's an interesting one. You know,
for such a long time.
I mean, you're talking Soufal. I really like Soufal. He's a real good, sort of solid, dependable right back, which I don't think we've had for a long time. But you know, if you think about your Lucas Nils, Thomas Reppers, you know, there's some. It's been a long time since we've had a solid right back there. But I think in a Premier League era, we've had. I think it's too early. I think it's too early to say at the moment Soufal is the best we've ever had. I think it's too early. Hopefully he is. Hopefully he goes on to be, and we're all saying, "Oh, there's no doubt about it, best right back ever." But I think it's a bit too early. Too early. Good
question, mate. Andy Miles says, "Hello, gents. Hope you're all good. We certainly are, mate. My birthday on Tuesday, 26. The time could get used to this. Definitely. Let's hope West Ham don't ruin my birthday though on Tuesday. Usually we're out of the FA Cup, so it's weird to be playing a Premier League game on my birthday." Grinded the West Ham. Kent Hammer says, "Grinded the West Brom game out. That's what we struggle to do at times." Yeah, that's what I said. I think I said it in my review of the West Brom game. I like that we can win differently now. We can play the champagne football, Leicester, Wolves game. We can grind the 1-0 out, or we can look good and still win 1-0. You know, like them games where it looks like it's not going to go in, but then we somehow get over the line. That's what I like this season. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm going to, you know, I've obviously been critical for the last few weeks about the way that we've played. I don't really like the style of football we've been playing. Can't deny it's been very effective. We're getting the results. Buzzing that we've been getting the results. I keep saying the same thing. I wanted to see a bit more expansive sort of, you know, obviously you have to pick and choose when you do it against what teams.
It will come, mate. And I think we're going to put someone in soon.
Mate, like I said earlier, we played some fantastic football yesterday. Some fantastic football. If we can start doing that, if we can start showing glimpses of that in the Premier League, mate, I'll hold my hands up, say, yep, fantastic.
Still think we need another striker. Do you agree? I would accept the loan signing to the end of the season. Thoughts? Definitely need another striker, mate. What I don't want now is for the season to dwindle. We've got a real chance, man. You said it, mate. You text me straight after that West Brom game. You said, beat Palace, level on points of Liverpool. Then we play Liverpool.
Mate, we're above them. If we beat Palace, we go above them.
Oh, we go above them. And
we're only 2 points behind them. And then we play them.
Then we can break away from them. This is all hypothetical, but you don't want to be... I've always said, my thing with West Ham is I want to be challenging for Europe or challenging for the Champions League places. This year, we've got a really good chance to be challenging. Don't let it dwindle away. Don't let it dwindle away. We will talk about strikers later because there's loads of names linked. The West Brom and Burnley games are the ones we need to win, and it proves we can get stuck in and play some football. Certainly does, Andy. It's good to see. Hi to Neil, as always. We need another striker desperately. We needed another striker before Haller when we need two, definitely.
Yeah.
Antonio is an instinctive striker like young Colton. When he's got times, he struggles big time. Colton was the same. I mean,
Colton Cole
comparison.
Yeah, it is. I mean, Colton Cole is arguably probably the best footballer that's ever lived. So it's a bit of an unfair comparison. But no.
Yeah, Colton Cole falls in the same conversation as R9. So
yeah. But I see what you're saying, Ken. But no, obviously, no, you're right. Absolutely. When Antonio has time to think, that's not where you want him. You want him just acting on instinct. 100%. Yeah, no, it's a decent comparison.
I've just thought of another right back actually, and Dan Bowden saying that Soufal is the best one. What about John Pansil, mate?
Oh,
he was like your best mate.
Oh, mate.
John Pansil was his best mate. Like message each other all the time, don't they? As soon as Funnel scores, my nerve was gone. Yeah, you could actually sit back and enjoy the game for once, weren't it? There wasn't that, is this going to go on? Like the Stockport game where we was getting nervous. Straight away, it was like, okay, yeah, we can relax.
Yeah.
Andy Miles says, Abdullah Sima is our number one target. I hope we get him. Yeah, ridiculous pace. He looks like a really, really good player. And obviously, we're linked with that Seville guy, but I think you said it yourself, mate. I don't think that's not going to happen, is it? Did he score? No. You say he scored 3 last night and
scored that trick last night. One ruled out by VAR. There's why would he? Apparently, he's already come out and said he doesn't want to come to West Ham. But why would he? They're fourth, I think, in La Liga. The Champions League football, playing really well. He scored half of their goals. Why would they even sell him? As a complete non-starter. And the fear is this is exactly the same that we get every window. We'll target a player that's got no intention of coming to West Ham, but we'll bid 20 million, 30 million.
When they know he won't. He's 40.
Yeah, and even then they know he won't come. Even if we bid 40 million, he's still not going to come. But then they can turn around and go, but look at the bids we made. Look at the bids we made. We tried.
Yeah, I agree. When there's other players out there that probably, would want to come. That Simmer would probably want to come. I imagine Adam Armstrong would want to come as well from Blackburn if we put the money on the table. But we'll wait and see. We haven't got long left now as well of the transfer window. We've played 3 League One promotion challenges at home in the Cup, and we've got a 12-1 aggregate score. We'd usually draw one or lose one out of that. I think that's true, mate. And I think that's a change in the mentality at West Ham this season. When Leon Osman said it on Football Focus yesterday, West Ham are usually renowned, and this is good to hear from an opposition player. He said, like, we used to go there and go, they're an easy touch. They're a light touch. We can do them. He goes, now people are looking at West Ham going, no, I don't fancy that. I wouldn't want to actually go there. We're going to have to play to our best level to even get something out of this, which is nice to see, no?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Of course it is. And again, Moyes has done that, and I give him full credit for that. We look a different team this season. We do. We look a different team.
Fit as well. We look fit. Ryan Fredericks had another good game getting forward and good crosses for the first goal. Yeah, I think it's quite universal with him. He looked good against Newcastle, looked good against Arsenal, and it has looked good in the games he's played in. But Soufal obviously has he's gone ahead of him. Just one more, mate, on that actually. A returning man. He said, Diop, mate, what did you make of him yesterday? I think he still looked a bit.
He looked like someone who hasn't been in the first team for a long time.
Yeah.
I think his confidence is probably shook. Obviously he's way down in the pecking order now. that's going to have a knock on him. You know, like we say all the time, he's a young player, and he looked like a player where his confidence has taken a knock, and he hasn't been in the team.
You know, he didn't look like that seasoned player that was, you know, playing a couple of years ago that Mourinho called a monster. Apparently,
no, he didn't.
Premier League to Liverpool as well, mate, on loan.
It's one of them things that, like I say, I think if he has a run in the team, he's obviously going to look more secure. But yeah, he did. He looked yesterday like, I mean, he didn't make any real big mistakes or anything, but he looked like a player who hadn't played first team football for a while, you know.
Yeah, like I say, Liverpool linked to him on loan. Would that be good for him, do you think? They haven't got a centre back at the minute.
Maybe I think it'd be a great move for him, to be honest. You know, going to a team that's spending more time attacking than defending, it'd probably suit the way they play a lot better. You know, defending further out rather than sitting back. You know, defending outside the box. I think I don't want to see him go to. I can't see it happening.
No, I don't want to see him leave fully, but I would be open to a loan.
Yeah, I would be open to it. I don't think it'd happen. But yeah, I think that would actually be a very good move for him.
It leads quite well on, mate, actually. Something we didn't mention in the West Brom game, sorry, just come back to me there. Elephant in the room, mate, the Snodgrass thing. Your views on that? Are you worried at all about that? Or you think it's just a little bit of Allardyce being a bit of a twat, really? Hopefully,
well, yeah.
In the chat. But
I think 100%, yeah. No, I think it's already blown over, mate. There's nothing to worry about there. I think it came out pretty quickly that the worst that would happen would be a small fine. From the sounds of things, loads of people discussing the rules. We know this sort of thing goes on all the time. And I said it at the time to you, like, unless they were actually stupid enough to write it in the contract.
Or in an email or something, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter anyway. Even in an email, it literally doesn't matter. If it wasn't in the contract, it doesn't matter. A gentleman's agreement, there was nothing legally that meant they could not play Robert Snodgrass. Nothing. No. If they wanted to, they could have played him. So there's nothing to
Sam Allardyce being a twat, basically.
It was, yeah. I think
exactly what he was doing.
I think, well, you say that. I don't know if he did know what he was doing, mate, because
afterwards, yeah,
obviously he said it before the game, and then after the game, when they said to him, "Oh, the Premier League are investigating this," he sort of went, "Oh," and he sort of refused to say anything. So I don't know if he did know what he was saying. I think he probably got a slap on the wrist afterwards for that. But no, nothing to worry about.
Dan says, Paul's spot on. The speed of play is what worked over the years. We've been too slow on the ball. Yeah, desperate for some more pace as well, mate. That's definitely something they need to identify in the summer now. And I say it nearly every week on this channel, pace. Ben Gander, another West Ham channel. I commented on his channel the other day. Actually, I watched it. It was a really good show, mate. Nice to see you over there. Peaches says, yes, please, Andy. I could get used to this. I'm just going to stay in the chat for now, mate. Doncaster gave us room to play. Other teams won't. Yamalenko not up to playing up front in the Premier League. Too much being made of him yesterday playing against a League One team. I agree. I hope David Sullivan's not sitting there going, we've got a striker. You know, I'll go on TalkSport tomorrow, tell Jim White, we don't need one. We've got international striker in the club. That's how he talks as well. He's got that stupid bit of his voice like that. In the back of my mind, going into the game, I kept saying, please don't do an Oxford or AFC Wimbledon. I've got to agree with you, Mark, there. But we're not that team. Hey, Sufyan's back. Hey, guys, great win yesterday. Buzzing to see Lanzini and Ben Rama link up. Also, seeing the youngsters getting a chance was really nice. Yep, good to see you, Sufyan, mate. Dapo, isn't he the kid? He's 23. We got him from Solihull previously at the Chelsea Academy. Yeah, I did hear something about it. Apparently, he's supposed to be decent.
No, that's the guy. Olaf, that's the guy who played last night. We were talking about earlier that he's not a youngster.
Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah. Touch of the hashtag 33.2true.
Freddie Sears.
Oh, Freddie. Is that his number, was it? Cool, that's knowledge. Afternoon, folks. Afternoon, Peach, mate. Right, gonna show my age here, but I don't want us to do what Liverpool did with Michael Owen too soon with our young forward, and then he's plagued with injuries. Yeah, you know, you can play a lot of football. I would say as much as Wayne Rooney, you know, arguably can say he's one of the best players that's ever played in the Premier League. The numbers prove that. I would say he was a shot player by the time he was 28, purely on how much football he had played. And the last thing you want is for that to happen to one of our young players, no?
No, of course, yeah. You don't want to burn anyone out, and that's the risk you take if we don't sign anybody in this window.
You could argue Mark Noble was shot 2-3 years ago. In terms of what he could do for the club, but then he has played for West Ham since he was like 17 years old. They played a hell of a lot of football.
Yeah, no, absolutely, mate. Like you say, you don't want to burn anyone out, and that's the risk if we don't sign anyone and we're forced to start playing the kids. You don't want that happening, but we'll see what happens.
There is no way we should fear Liverpool, Manchester United, neither our top draw. I feel like I need to put a light on in here. It's getting really dark. Don't think United or Paul will field their strongest team against us. They're bigger fish to fry yet. Champions League, Europa League. I'd prefer to play Liverpool, but would prefer to beat Man United. Yeah, it's quite a nice way of looking at it. And Liverpool have a Champions League match a few days later, and their next FA Cup match if they beat United. Yeah, and they play an Atletico. Arguably the hardest team in the to play at the moment. Hi Ben, how are you, mate? Love the channel. Yep, good stuff. Oh, another young channel here, young guy, West Ham channel. Nice to see, the crossovers. We'll start inviting some of you guys on the show. It'd be nice to do some shows. We love doing shows with other channels. Got to chuck everything at the FA Cup. If we beat Liverpool, Man United, I think we've got a definite chance to go to Liverpool. I hope so, mate. I hope so. As long as, what I keep saying, I'd love to play Tottenham in the final, but it's one of them games. If you lose it, I'm never watching football again.
Oh, no.
If we win it, it's the best moment ever in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't take losing. Can you imagine losing that match? Oh, I'll be heartbroken.
Mate, I'm still not over losing to Liverpool in the final, let alone if that was Tottenham.
It's heartbreak. By the way, in between the next round and Liverpool, mate. Oh, Liverpool play Manchester United and City. Yeah. So ideally, guys, let's be cheering on Liverpool today. I would go Ogbonna right now, and obviously that was answering Dan's. For me, I'll be pleased with Ben. Ben Johnson. I think he's going to be around the club. I think he's a good, solid backup. But would love to see him play right back instead. I feel do more things going forward. Good. Got to go full strength in the next round. Ian Pearce, run up for how many year in our second highest ever league, has to be a shout. Said that, didn't I? Just gonna skip a few here, guys. Do apologise. I'm just looking for some questions now. How much better does Fonales look when he plays in the middle? Love Fonales. Honestly, I literally just made my video before we did this. I did my video on he's halfway. What's going well and even better if. And I just think he's a fantastic player, mate. I do. You can say blinded by the work rate, but I really like the guy. I really, really like him as a player. Yeah,
no, I don't know how anyone can't. He's like you say, the work rate is non-stop. He doesn't stop running. He's got a good eye for a pass. He keeps us ticking over, and he'll play. He seems to play like it doesn't matter. He's probably one of them players that the managers just love. They'll give him a job, and they know he will do that job. They can rely on him to do it. And yeah, fantastic player. Probably my man of the match yesterday, to be honest, mate. Yeah, brilliant player. Lucky to have him.
How many people are concerned about Palace Tuesday? No one. Whenever have we felt like this? Yeah, I never think at the moment we're going into games. I'm not thinking we're going to lose. I'm not necessarily going to win, but I don't think we're going to lose. It's a weird one. Yeah. I think we need to try and play some more expensive football. Struck by the iron salt. We're only 8 points off of safety now. We've got to chuck everything at the FA Cup. If we get past Liverpool, Man United, we're going to Wembley. I'm just going to skip for questions now, guys. I do apologise. Irish Tommy, Paul, like that one.
At
the moment,
no doubt about it, mate.
Could we do a
the record speaks for itself.
Could we do a loan swap deal with Diop going to Liverpool and Origi coming the other way? I'd take Origi. I would take Origi. Historically, we failed to make transfers when we are in an attractive proposition. Yeah, hopefully, mate, we don't do that. John Pence, who is our best player, full stop. Should have clarified that in my question. Same again now, finances. Another question here. Can't understand why we drag these deals out time after time and again. Surely it takes 5 minutes to find out if a player's willing to come. Yep.
That's the point, mate. Like they do it so they can say they tried. They put bids in knowing they won't be accepted. Of course they know whether players want to join or not. If you put a bid in and it comes back, they're probably sound out before the first bid's even gone in. and that's what they do. You know, this guy from Sevilla, they probably said to him, you know, is any interest? No. Right. Okay. Oh, we'll bid 20 million. Oh, we'll bid 25 million because they know it won't be accepted. They don't want to spend the money.
Yep. Right. I can't see many more questions, so I'm just going to say hi to JP and put JP's question up. Getting pished Tuesday for your birthday Tuesday. That was yesterday, actually. I had a little thing around my sister's house. All right. Let's move on, mate. Thank you all, guys, for the comments. Keep your comments coming along. But obviously, we need to move on. Let's talk about this game then. Crystal Palace. What the hell did I spell that there? Crystal Palace 3.
That's a great word there, mate.
So Crystal Palace, mate. Apparently, without Wilfried Zaha. Few returning hammers. Shekiati, Tompkins.
Cat is not happy. She is not happy. She wants to be in. Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Who do you like for Palace, mate? And is there anything we fear in that game? I'm going to put my light on while you're doing your answer to that, mate.
Well, you know, like you say, if Zaha's out, obviously Eze is a real good player. Took to the league really well, but no, not really, mate. I don't really fear him at all. To be honest, they'll probably beat us 4-0, but no, I don't really fear him at all. To be honest, mate.
Yeah. Sufyan says Crystal Palace is going to be a tough game. Yes, good shout. Always turns into prime Ronaldo against us, definitely. It's always one of them games where, you know, it's always like a draw, isn't it? 2-2, 3-3s over the years. I don't fear them, though. I think, you know, if Antonio doesn't pull his hamstring between now and Tuesday, I think we beat them, to be honest with you, mate. I think we'd beat them quite well as well, maybe 2-1, 3-1. What about you, mate? Is there any sort of differences you want to see in the team, or?
No, I mean, I think the only reason really, like the last game, sort of Benteke had the game of his life. Well, the last few years anyway. I can't see that happening again.
A lot of people just saying they do or they don't fear Eze. I think, you know, Eze's shown that he's capable of doing things. And you know what my fear is with him is because we were linked with him. It's one of them ones, you know, players love scoring against us when they've been linked to us and they come back and like want to hurt you. I'm trying to think who else I like in that team. Obviously, it's always nice to see Tompkins and Kiati, but I think our midfield as well, man. Rice, Souček, we've got enough. I think we've got enough to bully them midfield wise. It's not going to be, you know, it's not going to be in terms of a walkover. We're going to get loads of possession, but I do think we've got more than enough to beat them.
Yeah. No, definitely. We definitely have. You know, like I say, the last game, Benteke had a worldie. Chiarte decided he was going to play like Maldini. And I think they're just one-offs, you know. So I'd like to think we'll be comfortable. There you go. Palace win. That's it. You know, this is the problem when things start going well. Everyone starts thinking, oh, yeah, we'll win this one. And we end up getting tanked. I'm worried about being too positive, but we should, like I said, especially if you look at recent form, we should have enough.
Yeah, and Ben says good stream. Thanks all the other channels that are in for joining us today. Yeah, we should have enough. Like I say, don't fear them at all. So let's move on because I don't want to talk about them too much. Actually, just quickly go in the comments here. Michi Bastioi and Luka Milahojlovic had a big fight. Maybe some unrest in the squad could take advantage. Yeah. If Zaha was playing, I would be a little bit more nervous. I have to say, Zaha is arguably, you know, a really class player. I wouldn't say he's world class, but he's a difference maker, isn't he? I think if he's playing, then I may change my mind. But we should have enough. Right, next one I wanted to go on to, mate, is this one. More striker names. Like I say, the list carries on. We've touched on the Seville guy. Which one are we going to sign? What do you think? No. But not even a loan. You don't think a loan potentially if Dawson's made permanent?
No, I don't think we'll sign anyone, mate. I'm not even looking at the news because I don't think we'll sign anyone. So if you're going to have to give me some names, mate, because I genuinely haven't even bothered looking. I don't think we'll sign anyone.
What I think with this morning, the Celtic guy, Eduardo.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah. Apparently he's heavily linked and would like to come. would be a good signing. Be a very good signing for us. But again, mate, I don't think there's much legs in that. I really don't.
I mean, what are they? What's he going to cost? 20 million?
I think so. Yeah, I think it was around that sort of 20 million mark.
Nah.
Yeah.
But even then, you know, I mean, where was he playing before? Do you know?
I'm not sure, mate. I think it was French league. It probably League One.
Because you've got to think, like, Albion and Jetty went and started banging them in up there. So, I don't know. It's difficult, mate. Difficult.
Also linked with, as always, Edin Dzeko here. I'm just checking the Google News here on my phone. Edin Dzeko, Graciano Pele's waiting in the wings.
Maybe he'll sell. Maybe I'll tell you what. I say we're going to sign no one. If we're going to sign anyone, it will be
Graciano Pele.
36-year-old Graciano Pele. Yeah.
Also linked with Frankfurt's Andre Silva.
I can't see that. I can't see why Frankfurt would do business with us after the whole, you know, we didn't pay the payments on Haller thing. I can't see what. And didn't they signed him to replace Haller, didn't they? So
yeah, Jovic has gone back there now, hasn't he?
That's right. Yeah, that's the only thing that gives it some credibility. You know, Jovic has gone back on loan, so maybe he's surplus to requirements, but I can't see it. And like I say, I can't see why they would do business with us again anyway, unless they think they're going to make another 20 mil. You know, sell him to us for a massively inflated price, and then we sell him back for half the price. I can't really see anything in that. Sorry to be so negative about transfers, guys. I'm normally the one who's.
To be honest, nothing's close, and I think, you know, Gonzo said it. I've seen Irish Tommy say it quite a bit in the chat today. We just mess around so much, you know. When we knew Haller was going, like you say, mate, the deal should have been done before. Let alone now when we've got 6 days. What's left?
8 days.
9 days. Yeah.
Even then, mate. Like you know, you said it last week and the week before. Even before Haller went, we should have been planning for it anyway, knowing he was probably going to go in the summer.
Yeah.
But then,
so where's that summer target? Do you know what I mean? Where's the target that we would have been looking at in the summer?
Yeah, exactly. And again, you know, it was mentioned earlier on. Someone else mentioned it. You know, we needed a striker before we sold Haller. We did. Now we need two. And I said the other day, you know, the Board are getting away with this. Them selling Haller is the best thing they did for them because they're getting away with it. You think back, right? Before this window, before we sold Haller, we were all on here saying, all right, we need a left back, we need a centre mid, we need a striker, we probably need a centre mid, you know. All of these positions, we were all saying before this window, we need to strengthen. Then we sold Haller. All anyone's talking about now is a striker. That's all anyone's talking about. So if we say we signed Josh King for £5 million, people are going to be going, oh, well, yeah, we got the striker in.
But you forget about the centre mid and
yeah, you forget about all. No one's talking about them anymore. But we needed 4 players before Haller even went.
We still need a centre midfielder, mate. We still need a centre midfielder.
We still need a centre midfielder. We still need a left back. We still need cover for. But we haven't done it. We still, like you say, we needed a striker already. Now we need 2. And now the way that Sullivan's worked this, he'll sign 1 striker if he signs anyone. And everyone will go. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
He's getting away with one. He's getting away with one, mate. It's
Andy Miles says I would bid 25 million for Danny Ings if his contract is up. Better than Southampton losing 3. I'd love Danny Ings, mate, but I can't see him wanting to come to West Ham.
He wants. Well, I was going to say he wants the Champions League.
Spurs,
he wants Champions League, but maybe we will be by the end of the season.
No, I would love Danny Ings, mate. Listen, if there was a chance to go get him, I would definitely go get him. I actually don't care if we don't sign a striker in this window. We have Antonio, Odebeku, Yamalenko. If we're stuck, would rather see Odebeku get some games and we can sign a striker in the summer. The problem is then your season might dwindle away. It's not so much that we're going to go down, and it doesn't really matter if we're relying on him because we've got no risk of going down. But it's just it would just be sad to see the season dwindle now, though, wouldn't it?
If and I've seen a lot of this as well from a lot of different fans. If we don't sign anyone, if we say, oh, no, we'll wait until there's better value in the summer, and we don't sign anyone, Antonio pulls up injured, we've got no one to play. We've already said, I don't think Yamalenko can play up front in the Premier League. I think most fans would agree with that. You can't rely on a young kid to come in and do it. And then the season falls off. We don't get relegated. We end up finishing 12th, 13th. this will be a season we look back on in years to come and go, just like we've had before. Oh, remember when we could have pushed on? Remember when we were in the top 4 at Christmas?
Someone summed it up with the Boleyn season. We were there, mate, to get Champions League, and what did they give him? Yamalenko.
Yeah, exactly. And we will look back on this as a wasted opportunity. We will. And it's all right saying now, oh, but what about when there's better value in the summer? What happens when the summer comes and all of a sudden Sullivan's saying, oh, no, we ain't got any money. We've got to pay for Ben Rama.
You've got to stoke when the fire's hot, and you know, like teams like West Ham, Leicester, they only get one chance probably every 5 to 10 years. That one chance comes to get yourself in that mix. You got to do it now. You've got to do it now.
Yep. 100%, mate. 100%.
Yeah. Celtic are a League One / Championship level. He is the best striker in Scotland for me, but you measure him up against Prime Defoe, he's rubbish for me. Mark says no signing would be better than the wrong signing. What do you make?
But the thing is, I understand what you're saying, and again, this is the board have tricked everyone into this. Oh, no signing would be better than the wrong signing. That's true. But are you seriously telling me there's not a single striker in world football that David Moyes has identified that we can't buy? Seriously,
no,
seriously.
I agree, mate. I totally agree. West Ham unofficial says get Deer in. The only player I think we are getting in is blimey Josh King. I like Josh King though. I think it'd be good for us. That Deer, the problem with that Deer, if you haven't seen it, go and watch Gonzo's video on him. He sums it up really well. The fact that they're asking for 15 and clubs are bidding 8s and 9s and then it's starting to go down to 7s would show me that he's not actually that good. The fact that, if he's 15 million is not a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem with Dia, is he's done nothing before this season. This is his sort of breakout season. And the thing is you could take I think I said this last week, you could take a gamble on him and this might be his breakout season and he goes on to be a fantastic striker. He might be a one-season wonder. It would be fine if we were bringing in Dia +1.
Yeah.
Kind of like Josh King. If we bring in Josh King for 5 million, just Josh King, I think most fans would look at that and say that was terrible. If we brought in Josh, again, we were talking about this, now Haller's gone, bring in Josh King because we needed someone anyway, and then someone else. Good window, good signing. But to bring in the likes of Dia or King to be the main man, no.
What happened to the Grady money that was going to be used to strengthen the team? I'll tell you what, that's disappeared, mate.
That's what happened to the Grady money? That went on paying off Haller's installments.
Yeah, I've always said 2 strikers before Haller. Opportunity missed this season. If we got 4 players in, massive chance, definitely, mate. A good chairman would see that, but we haven't got good chairman. In 2016, we sold Jelovic and Zarate and bought in Byram and Emeneki. Doesn't make sense. It's true, mate.
It's crazy. I did a list. Because I'm sad, I actually went through and did a list of all the players we've signed over the last 2 seasons and all the players that we've released or sold. And I can't remember the exact thing what it was now. We've sold or released about 14, 15 players. And it was more than that. It was like 20 odd. And we've bought in like 7. We are bare bones. Bare bones. We needed players.
A fortune with wages as well. Wages, mate. Andy Miles says Lucas Yao from Reading could be a good shout. 14 goals, 5 assists. Or Adam Armstrong, the one I keep saying, 16 goals and 3 assists. We need warm bodies. An average backup striker coming in is better than not having any backup strikers. Same in midfield, I agree. Finally, near the end of the comments. Just imagine Luke, Paul, if we got Watkins or Wilson in the summer, the money was nothing. Callum Wilson, tell you what, Newcastle were in big trouble. I hope my mate in work ain't watching this, but if they go down, I'd be all over Callum Wilson, all over him. I think it'd be fantastic for us. It's exactly what we're missing. He even said it himself in work, my mate. He went, if you would have got Callum Wilson, you would have been flying even more than you are already this season. What about Simmer? I like Simmer from YouTube. That's the problem. From YouTube, I like him. He looks fast. I'm sure Gonzo said it, and I'm sure me and Paul, if we went over the park now, we could make a video where we look like prime Ronaldo. You know what I mean? Like you only show the good highlights. You're not going to show, for example, if you were doing an Antonio video, you're not going to show when he bangs one into the stands or bangs one off for a throw-in, for example, are you?
Mm.
You know, anyone can look good on YouTube. Good question here. What would you do with Anderson? Sell him. Get him out. You know, like Haller, take a loss on him. It's not going to work. Get him out of the club. There's a real good feel-good factor about the club at the minute. Seems a strong team bond. And you don't want poison apples in there, do you?
No, it's a shame. Leave him where he is. Leave him at Porto to the end of the season and then cut our losses.
Definitely. There's a couple more questions in there, and then I'm going to do something that I see on the other channels. I'm going to just put this up. Ask us anything as well for the last sort of 5-10 minutes as well. So get your funny questions in if you want, guys. It'd be nice to see some ones. Will Lampard and Steve Bruce be sacked first? Ooh, it's a good question.
Frank, mate, he's on the brink. I'm surprised he's still there. I'm surprised he's still there.
Are Chelsea playing now? I think Chelsea are playing now, aren't they? Yeah, they're playing Luton today, aren't they? Irish Tommy, think technically very good, just mentally not there. You can make a YouTube video that makes Messi look awful. Yeah, that's exactly it, Tommy. You can make a player look really good or look really bad. It's just the way it's cut. When the going gets tough, he won't roll up his sleeves to try and make it better. And I assume that's Anderson we're talking about there, is it? Yeah. Right. Okay. So the next thing I wanted to do with you, mate, because I see it on West Ham Fan TV and I'm stealing it a little bit, is halfway point ratings out of 10 for the team. You know, we ain't got to discuss each player. We just give them a rating. We'll start with Fabianski in goal. You know, bit of fear in terms of is he losing it a little bit? But yeah, I think he's been good, mate. I think he's done well so far.
Yeah. If I wanted to stick a rating on it, I'd probably give him a 7. You know, he's been solid as you'd expect. He's had a couple of games where you think we need to watch him, but can we have Paul? Listen, she's too expensive. We can't have her on all the time. It's too much.
So what's your rating for Fab?
Fab, I'll give him a 7. Fab, I'll give him a 7.
I think 7's fair enough, mate. Yeah, I think it's good.
And, you know, a lot of clean sheets. Yeah, give him a 7.
Gives confidence to the defence, doesn't he? We will talk about Randolph. Randolph, mate, our sub-goalie. He's done all right when he's coming, hasn't he? He's done all right. You know, he's assured. He's not a world beater by any chance, but he's a solid backup. Yeah,
he's done the job. He doesn't, you know, I don't have any great fear if Randolph has to play. I don't think, oh, God, Randolph's playing. No, he's solid. He's there. He's dependable. If we were sticking a rating on it, I'd give Randolph a 6. Yeah. Just bang average, middle of the road.
Yeah. Next on, we'll go left side. So I'll tell you what, we'll start with Masuaku. Masuaku. It's a shame with him, wasn't it? He seemed to have banned his position at left wing back.
I think, mate, at left wing back, 8 for me. 8 out of 10. I think he's fantastic. At left back, probably a 4. Yeah, such a shame. Such a shame. I mean, he's from the looks of things, he's out for the rest of the season. Such a shame because he really did. He looked like he'd found his position. I don't think we'll really play 5 at the back much going forward. So probably would have had an impact on him anyway. But yeah, such a shame because he looked really, really good in that left wing back position.
No, definitely, mate. He looked at one of our most dangerous players early doors. Next on the list, Cresswell. Mate, I've got to say, he looked self-assured at left centre-back and, you know, all those sort of question marks about his left-back positioning over the last couple of years where it has been rightly questioned. You've got to say he looks good at left-back again now.
I disagree, mate. I disagree. Nah, left centre-back, yeah, he's been brilliant. Again, I'd probably give him a 7 or an 8. Probably an 8. Left centre-back, I think he's been really good. Left-back, nah. Not for me, mate. I don't think he's convincing at all because when he plays left back, Fornals, he's basically playing on top of him. I think
there's question marks around. You know, he does get exposed, doesn't he? Sometimes with when a cross comes over at the back, or he doesn't track that runner and gets exposed near post as well. I think that would be my weakness for him. For Cresswell.
Yeah, I don't think he can.
It's been good this year, though.
He's been good. He's had a good season, primarily at left centre back. You know, I still wouldn't want to rely on him as a left back going forward.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go into centre. Actually, we'll go right side first. Ryan Fredericks first. A few games he's played, solid 7.5 out of 10. The games he's played. Like I say, I just don't think he's going to be in and around the team much. So, again, good cover. Would you cast him as good cover?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, good cover and a really good option to have when we need pace. I think that's probably the way that it'll be used going forward. And yeah, I think seven's fair. Seven's fair.
For the games he's played, yes.
Yeah, I think the problem, he's been fine. He's been fine. I think he's. You could level the same criticisms though at Soufal. The end product across hasn't been fantastic, but no, as a backup, 100%. He's a real good backup to have. And like I say, if we need something different, if we need a bit of pace on that right hand side, really good option to bring in.
Next one, mate. Soufal, mate, the 5 million man. 9 out of 10 for me, mate. Fantastic. Just does what a right back's supposed to do. Listen, I know, the modern day right back's got to get up and down and cross and provide assists. He hasn't quite got that yet. But for the actual, what a right back used to have to do, just defend and be solid, he's not hard to go past.
Oh, big time, mate. Big time. Keep saying it. Proper, solid, dependable, traditional right back. Do you know who he reminds me of, actually? Who obviously was with us, Pablo Zabaleta.
Yeah, he does, mate. He does. He's said a lot, quite actually, through the West Ham channels. Young Pablo, yeah. Goes on, and plays like him, mate. Then tell you what, we've got a decent right back there. But yeah, I would give him definitely an 8 out of 10. 8, 9 out of 10. Been fantastic. Trying to think, fullbacks. Oh, Ben Johnson. Just chuck him in there. Whenever he's come in, he's looked good and he's looked okay for a youngster. I'll let you give him the rating, mate. Go
on. For the job that he's been asked to do, I'll give him a 7. Like you say, he's when he has played, he's played well. Again, just a good sort of decent cover to have. He can play left or right. Obviously, he's better on the right than he is on the left, but he can cover equally. And he's done well. When he has come in and he's been asked to do a job, he's done his job well.
Centre backs. We'll build up to the big man, but we'll start with Diop. Disappointing season. Obviously, the COVID thing's not helped him. 5, 4.
I'd give him a 5, mate. I'd give him a 5. Purely because I don't think he's done anything wrong. He hasn't looked a liability. I don't think when he's played, he's looked like he's going to cost us games. I can't think off the top of my head of any mistakes he's made that's led to goals. But like you said earlier, he hasn't looked that same assured defender. And I think 5 is fair for Issa. It's not having a good season, which is a shame.
No. Fabian Balbuena, before again COVID and injuries, I'd give him a solid 8, mate. I think he was building a good partnership in that 3, wasn't he? Him, Oggy, and Cresswell. Looked back to what he was, because last season he was shocking. Don't get me wrong. Yesterday's passing was a bit wayward. Yesterday, I thought he looked a bit wobbly yesterday, but no, I like Fabs. What about you, mate, on Fabs?
Completely agree, mate. I don't think there's much I can really add there, to be honest. Good to see him looking back to his best, looking like the player he was before. It's interesting because I think he's out of contract, isn't he, at the end of the season?
I'm not sure, mate.
I'm pretty sure he is. So I would like to see him get a new contract.
Yeah, definitely.
He's not old or anything like that. Again, I don't think I'd want to rely on him being first choice long term. But as a backup, really good player to have in the squad. Really good, yeah.
Next up, the Watford Maldini, Craig Dawson, mate. Listen, we've all been made to eat humble pie, haven't we? I don't know, mate. For his performances so far in the West Ham shirt, it's got to be a 9, no?
I'd give him an 8. I'll give him an 8, just because I don't want to get too carried away. I don't want to get too excited. Let's not go mad. But no, he's been a fantastic signing. He really has. He's been a fantastic signing. Like you say, mate, we've all had to eat humble pie. Everyone thought he was going to be an absolute disaster. He hasn't been. You can see there's a couple of possible rickets in his game. But all in all, he's been fantastic. Loads of clean sheets.
Might be a ginge, as I say. Got that ginger about him.
Real good, throws himself in the way of things. Don't mind dishing it out a little bit. Puts his head on the ball. What more could you want?
Yeah.
Again, not a long term option probably, but yeah, he's done brilliant. He's been a really good signing.
Next up, mate, I'll let you talk about him as you've got the Italian heritage. Ogbonna, mate. I'll give my rating, but I'll let you talk about it, mate. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I don't think anyone could disagree. 10 out of 10. He's been a monster. He has been absolutely fantastic. My hammer of the year. He's been my hammer of the year for the last 3 years, and he's just getting better and better. Just getting better and better and better. He's just a beast. I think he could easily play for any team in the league. Any team in the league. Probably a lot of big teams. You know, we were talking if he was going to even go anywhere. Genuinely, mate, wouldn't surprise me to see Juventus come back in for him to bring him back. He's been absolutely fantastic. So assured. Whoever he's played alongside, he's been a monster. Like he's just getting better about it. Easily his best season, probably in his career. Definitely his best season for us. Hands down, one of the best defenders in the league. And he's starting to get the recognition as well. Every time I watch us on telly now, the commentators always pick out, oh, Bono having a really good season, probably having his best season. He's starting to get that recognition. I'd love to see him get, like a player of the month or something. I think he deserves. I think he'll probably get into team of the season at the end of the year.
I do, mate. I do. I think if he carries on the way he's going, I think he's got a real good shout to get in team of the season. If you think like Van Dijk's injured and you're looking at defenders, centre-back wise, I definitely, mate. I agree totally. Into the centre midfield, who should we do first? Tom, Big Tom. We'll do Big Tom. 9 out of 10. Brilliant. Goal scoring threat, energy, legs. Player we've been missing for such a long time. Looks like he loves playing for West Ham as well. Anything to say on Tom, mate?
Again, fantastic signing. Really came in. He's just a solid part of the midfield now. Him and Declan, massive, real good partnership that they've made. But like you say, it's the work he does at the other end as well, scoring goals. He gets into such great positions, such a danger in the box. Again, another fantastic signing. And he's one, you've got to think, let's hope we can hold on to him.
Yeah, mate.
Let's hope we can hold on to him because he's done fantastic since he's come in.
I don't know whether Czech Republic are in the Euros or not. I'm not sure. I have to check that. But, if they're in the Euros and he has a good Euros as well, you could be losing Rice and Souček in the summer. There is potential for that. Declan, mate, I'll let you talk about Declan.
He's, again, just going strength to strength to strength. Fantastic. I think every single game he has is at least an 8 out of 10. Yeah. At least an 8 out of 10 now. I can't think of a bad game he's had. What a player. What a player. Still so young.
Still privileged to have.
He will go to the top of the game. He will. Let's hope he's with us for a bit longer. But I mean, I don't know what more you could say about him that hasn't already been said. Just an absolutely fantastic player. Rating for Declan, I'll give him a 9. Give him a 9 out of 10.
9, 10, yeah. Mark Noble, coming into the twilight of his career now. I think it's good that he's been given the chance to rest now. Come on, have some fun. Enjoy it when he gets the chance. 6 when he plays. He's shown his age now. But as you say, mate, always West Ham legend. Whatever you say, whatever my opinion is of him. Yeah, no, absolutely. He's at the end of his career. He's coming on at the end of last sort of 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Did all right yesterday. You'd have to give him, if you wanted to stick a rating on him, I'd probably put him in the same category as Randolph. I'm not worried when he comes off the bench. He's Mr. Dependable most of the time. And yeah, just a great servant. This is probably going to be his last season. Yeah. Hopefully he sticks around. Hopefully he stays with the club afterwards. I'd love to see him behind the scenes. But yeah, if you want to put a rating on him, like I say, I'll give him the same as Randolph. I'll give him a 6. Yeah. Right. Let's get into the attackers because we're really going on it. And then I'll do the comments and then that's the end of the show. Bowen, I'm going to be a little bit harsh on him. I'm going to give him like a 7.8. Not quite an 8. Purely because he's been so frustrating with his finishing and greediness sometimes. I can't fault his work rate. I can't fault his energy levels. I can't fault the way he plays football. But just that little niggly bit gets me. What about you, mate?
I agree. Although it's weird. I think he's our top goal scorer. Now Haller's left. So he has been scoring goals. Lot of potential, lot of promise. Came in, started really well. Like you say, maybe went off the boil a little bit. Maybe got figured out a little bit going as the season went on. I think purely just because he has been scoring goals, I'd maybe be a bit more generous. I'd probably give him an 8. Yeah, I think for me, that's where I'd say. I think I'd be generous. I would give him the 8 because he has done well. He's scored goals. But yeah, and I think the more he plays, I think he'll go on, and I think he'll get even better.
Yep. Yamalenko.
He's a difficult one.
6.5. In some games he looks like he's incredible, and in other games it looks like he don't want to be there. He don't want to run. Very frustrating player, but I tell you what, when he is on it, he's class. He is like that left foot is an absolute wand. What about you, mate?
Yeah, rating's difficult because, like you say, he has moments where he's fantastic. He's absolutely unbelievable, but then he has other games where I've said about everybody else we've talked about so far. At no point do I think they've been a liability when they've came on where I thought, oh no. Yamalenko has been.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Arsenal game, look at.
Yeah, he has been a liability.
Yeah.
But he's also won us games as well.
Yeah.
So that's a really weird balance. What did you give him? 6.5?
6.5, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair. He's cost us games. He's won us games. Yeah. So that's probably fair.
Right, how many we got there? I've got a couple more. Lanzini, 7.
I'll give him a 7. Yeah, I think since he's come back, he's starting to look back to that player that we know he can be.
I might give him a 0.5 just purely because of that goal. 7.5. Give me the moment of the season so far. He's slowly looking back to what he was. He's not scared to go in for a tackle anymore. He's committing into people. Let's just hope it continues with him. That's what I'm hoping. By the end of the season, I hope I can give him an 8 or a 9.
I really hope he gets more game time. I really hope, because like you say, we saw it yesterday. The link-up play between him and Benrahma was fantastic, and I want to see more of that in the Premier League. I want to see that in the Premier League. So I hope he gets more game time. And yeah, I think since he's come back, he's started to look like the player that we knew. I agree. I agree with your rating there, mate, as well. And let's hope it goes on even higher. Higher
when we look at this at the end of the season, hopefully we'll give him a higher rating. Pablo Fornals, 8 out of 10.
Easy 8 out of 10. Easy 8 out of 10.
Yeah,
probably 8.5.
Yeah, the reason I'd knock him a little bit is because of if he had the finishing, he'd be bloody fantastic player if he could finish as well. And we're looking at a really good. But we have seen it in the Leicester game when he brought that ball down with snow on it. We have seen that quality. It is there. But great player. Really like him a lot. 8 out of 10 for me. Saeed Benrahma, 7. He's looked good in spells. It's very frustrating that he goes off on the 60th minute all the time. I think he needs to be given that opportunity to make important things happen in that last half hour of a game. The championship minutes, as they call them. Needs a goal desperately. Anything on Saeed, mate, for you?
I agree there, mate. Obviously, he's your boy. I think the rating's fine. He's getting better. He's still a new player to the league, new player to the team. Every game, he looks better. Every game looks better. Same as Lanzini. I want to see him get chances. Like I say, those two with such a good partnership. I want to see them playing together, and I think it will come. I really do. I think it will click. 2
more. I'm going to start with Haller first, mate. I know he's left the club now, but I think So what would you say with him? 6 for me. Maybe even a 5.
I wouldn't. No,
I'll give him a 6 because of the bicycle kick.
See, he's such a difficult one because I think he was fine. Genuinely, I think he was fine. He was our top goal scorer in all competitions. Scored absolute wonder goal. I think he was playing fine. I think he was playing fine.
2 wonder goals, mate. The one against Sheffield United was a great goal as well.
Absolutely. To sell him, it was the right move. It was the right thing to sell him. I'm not disputing that at all. I genuinely don't think he was as bad as people make out. Obviously, if you go for value for money, it's going to knock him. But I think for what he actually did, as a striker at West Ham, I think he was fine. I wouldn't go overboard. I would give him a 7 out of 10. Genuinely. I know a lot of people are going to go mad and think, what? 3 or 4 out of 10. But honestly, I think he was fine. He wasn't value for money. He wasn't the right player for us at the time. And selling him was the right thing to do.
£15 million player, you'd say, yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah. The fee hurt him. Fee hurt him. And like I say, to sell him was the right thing to do. But I genuinely don't think he was as bad as people make out. I really don't.
Mickey Antonio, mate, 9 out of 10. Could have even given him a 10 out of 10, really. He's just been immense, hasn't he? He has, 14 goals in 18 games since the restart. Incredible, mate. That's world-class striking form. That is like Aguero was scoring that. We'd be going, wow.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And he, our entire team is built around him. That's how important he's been for us. And without him, we look a completely different team. I'd give him a 9 out of 10. The goals he scored, can't argue with. He's been banging them in. The work rate is always there. The effort is always there. He looks like he's really enjoying his game at the minute. He's playing fantastic. And, long may it continue. I've slated him in the past, but he's playing really, really well.
Yeah, there is one more, mate, actually. David Moyes. At the moment, mate, it's the best start I've ever had to a Premier League. I've got to give him an 8. I've got to give him an 8 and 8.5. And the only reason I'm marking him down 0.5 is because of what you always say, mate, about maybe, and he can, just go for it now. If he goes for it now to the end of the season, whether we qualify for Europa League or Champions League or none of them, and we finish 8th, I'd give him a 10 out of 10 at the end of the season if we go really good football between now and the end of the season.
I'd give him a 9 out of 10, mate. I know it seems crazy because I've obviously been
a bigger rating,
so critical of him. I've been so critical of him. But again, and I've always said this, if you're talking about the results, what he's done for the club, I
it's amazing.
I cannot argue with that at all. Give him all the credit in the world for that. So I think if you're basing it purely on performance, 9 out of 10. The only reason I knock him down is because I think his substitutions have been a bit iffy. Some of his team selections have been shocking. Just because I think he's doing really, really well. I give him a 9 out of 10. That doesn't mean I don't want to see more from him. I do want to be more attacking. I do want to, like I say, if we can, yes, we're League One opposition, but if we can take the sort of football we were playing yesterday into the Premier League, I'll be there giving him a 10 out of 10 at the end of the season, mate. I will.
Definitely. Right. We're going to do the questions now as quickly as we can, and then we're wrapping it up because we've gone for a very long time. Good question, this one. What is your favourite boxing movie? Rocky, no? There are some great films out there. I love The Fighter. I think The Fighter is a great film. But no, Rocky, surely, no?
Yeah. Rocky, the first Rocky film is one of my favourite films of all time, full stop. It's in my top 5, easily in my top 5 films of all time, let alone just boxing films. Great film. Raging Bull's a brilliant film as well.
Great.
But obviously Rocky,
Mason Mount, more likely to fancy joining Rice at West Ham than the other way around. Wouldn't that
Stick a bid in. Get it done.
I would love it. This is a good question. If Burnley were relegated, what would Pope cost as Fabianski's replacement in the market? I think they'd want at least 25. And I would be all over that. I think Pope's fantastic goalie, mate. Anything on that? I
don't think we could afford him, mate. I don't know. It depends what. I think he'd
be sniffing as well, mate.
It'd be well in demand. Do you think what did Chelsea pay for Kepa? 75 million?
Yeah, Mendy was 65, I think, as well.
I reckon you're talking 40 million quid.
Would you pay it?
No. Purely because I don't think we can afford to spend that much money on a goalkeeper. Do I think he's worth it? If you're looking at in context of what other goalkeepers have gone for, yeah, he's worth it. But I don't think West Ham can commit that amount of money to a goalkeeper.
Yeah. Mitchell says, as fans, we always have the right to change our minds. Well done, Paul. Gary says you can't knock Moyes, what he's done for the club. Zulga knows. I have skipped a few comments, guys. I do apologise. It's because we've run out of time. Mikel Antonio needs an England call-up. JP says curry or pizza.
Curry for me all day long. Yeah, curry. Nice hot, proper hot curry.
Yeah, I love a nice prawn curry, I have to say. But then pizza's lovely, but yeah, curry if I had to choose.
Do you know what I had the other day?
I
had the other day. It was I took a picture of it. I think I sent you it. It was a calzone. This thing was massive, big, massive calzone. It was filled with doner kebab meat and chicken tikka, loads of curry sauce, loads of garlic sauce. Oh, mate, I felt like I was probably going to die after eating half of it, but it was good. It was good.
Chinese or Indian?
Chinese or Indian? It depends on the mood, mate. Depends on. I would eat Indian more than Chinese, but it depends on the mood. Sometimes I really. Do you ever get that? Like you really fancy a Chinese? Sometimes I'm just sitting there. I think, I really fancy a Chinese.
100%, mate. Would you give Moyes a new contract now? Yes. I don't think we should be leaving it any longer. I think other clubs might even look at him and go, "Oh, do you know what? Dave Moyes out of contract. He would be quite decent. He's shown he can rebuild a team." What about you, mate?
He deserves a new contract. I've already spoke previously about why I personally would hold off on giving him one. He definitely deserves one, and I hate. Not even 6 months is ridiculous. I hate going into a season where the manager's only got 1 year left on their contract, regardless of who the manager is. You know, I really don't like that because they can't build long term. Players are going to look at it and think, well, what do I care? He probably ain't going to be here next year. I don't like that, full stop. I really don't. So I think it's a disaster leaving it this late anyway. He does deserve a new contract. Like I said, I've already spoke previously. If he takes us on, you know, and we carry on the rest of this season, now we are, obviously he deserves a new contract, but I'd still be a little bit, me personally, about giving him one right now.
Ken Hammer says, would you sign Dawson now? Yeah, I would. You know, if you get it for 2-3 million, he's proved that he can do all right for us and he's good cover, isn't he? It's a good one. Gremlins or Home Alone? Home Alone. Home Alone's the greatest Christmas film ever made. So yeah, Home Alone for me. What about you, mate?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah, Home Alone, yeah.
Yeah, I think that is it, mate. We've gone for a long time today. Thank you for all the 35, 36, go up to about 41, 42 in the live chat. Thank you for the first person to donate in the super chat. That was something. We've never had that before. That will be spent wisely. Don't worry about that.
We'll buy Luke a new camera.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Big thank you to JP, actually, for this. I love this mic, mate. I do. It's made the show so much better. Oh, good question. Which one could you live without?
I mean, like West Ham is, you know, if you're talking as a like West Ham is just such a big part. Obviously, we do a West Ham channel. You know what I mean? Yeah. Obviously, you know, like so. It's realistically, it's football. I love boxing. I boxed myself. You know, I love the sport. I love watching it. But it has to be football.
I love boxing. It's brilliant. You know, it's brilliant. A fantastic sport. It's good sport for kids as well. But football definitely, mate.
Did you watch the McGregor fight, mate?
I did, mate. JP says at least you can hear me now. I did, mate. I just watched it back on YouTube, actually. That was good. Nice to see. Good hiding he got there, didn't he?
He did. Do you know what though? I think he actually said it in the interview after the fight that it was ring rust, basically, if you want to call it that. You know, he's been inactive for a long time, and I think it was that because he looked sharp, he looked decent.
First round, he was clipping him a couple of times.
First round, he definitely won the first round, and then obviously once his leg went, that was it. He couldn't really do anything. Personally, I think he's probably done. I think he's too worried about being a celebrity than he is about fighting.
He's super rich now.
Yeah, he don't need the money. You know, he can take these stupid YouTube fights. Like he could go and bang Jake Paul out in 10 seconds.
Yeah,
and get 50 million quid. Do you know what I mean? So,
did you see? Did you see the one last week, the UFC guy, where he was talking to the commentary box, saying, "I'm the greatest boxer here," and he's dodging punches, looking at the commentator.
I didn't see that. No.
I'll send you, mate. It was just like insane. He's just dodging punches like this. It's crazy. Last question. Unless any come in the next couple of seconds. Boxing or football at Wembley? If it's West Ham at Wembley, if it's AJ Fury and any other match apart from West Ham at Wembley, boxing wins. What about you?
Yeah, I'd agree with that, mate. I'd agree with that.
Yeah. Boxing at Vegas. What's in terms of bucket list? like, would it? Vegas is like the one, isn't it? Vegas and Madison Square Garden.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I would absolutely love to see, and like you say, mate, it's on the bucket list to go and see a fight in Vegas. Of course it is. The thing is that's achievable.
I can't see WrestleMania, mate.
But I mean, that's an achievable thing to go and watch a fight in Vegas. You can do that as long as you've got the money, which I haven't got the money.
No, that's a good point. That's a good point.
But you can always do that. You can always do it. But to watch West Ham at Wembley,
yeah,
that could be for us, like, you know, once, twice in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah.
So
no, that is a very good point. Right. Thank you so much, guys, for those of you who have been with us the whole time. Until next time, we'll be back probably next weekend as well. I'll be a year older, unfortunately.
Still younger than me, mate. Don't worry.
Yeah.
You'll always be 2 weeks younger.
Do you know what I did like, though? I noticed that Scarlett Johansson's the same age as us. I was like, maybe I've got a chance.
Get in touch, mate. See,
yeah,
you never know.
We're both 36, you know. Right. Anyway, come on, you guys. Keep believing. Enjoy Tuesday night's game. And we'll be back to discuss Tuesday night's game and obviously the game that we play on the weekend. Until then, guys, come on, your minds. Keep believing. Let's go.
Cheers.